Hello everybody, this is Tim here again. Here's another Children of the Corn review here for number 7. Children of the Corn Revelation. Just to jump in, again, this is another shitty film. I'll just go ahead and say it right off the bat. I give it 1 star out of 4. 1. I gave the last film 6 a 0. I will say the last film is better directed than this film, and also has better acting. The acting in this film is really bad. But I give this film a slightly higher point because the last film was trying to be super serious and the script was just terrible. Here the script is just lame. It's just lame. And the kills are lame. The reason I'm a little bit more lenient on this one is because this movie specifically doesn't want to be anything more than a low-grade slasher film. That's all we have here. Whereas the last movie wanted to be like the true epic sequel to number 1, you know, and it brought back Isaac and everything. And the last one had so much fucking potential and just pissed it away. With this one, it just wants to be a low-grade slasher film, just a low-budget, low-grade slasher film. This is the most low budget of the series by far. The effects here are dog shit. Basically, you got this old woman who was a member of the original Corn cult that was around even before Isaac's cult from the first movie. She actually, the cult wasn't able to kill all the adults, so they did a sacrifice, like a kamikaze thing, and set all themselves on fire. Killed themselves, but one girl managed to make it out. She turned on them or whatever. So years later, they come back and kill her, and then they want to kill the daughter or the granddaughter or whatever. They want to kill like everybody off in the family lineage because they're not meant to exist. Basically a rip off of the plot of Final Destination 2. If you've seen that, you kind of know what this shit is. So they want to do that, and the granddaughter or whatever, named Jamie, the actor's name is, she's kind of hot, has an amazing rack, terrible actor, bad actor. She comes to this apartment building. Once again, this is a movie that takes place in the city, similar to Part 3, but nowhere near as good. She comes out to the building, and she wants to basically know where the hell her grandma is. She gets there. There's these other people in the apartment building, and you know basically what's going to happen. They're just all going to get killed off one by one. Each person in the apartment building, 99% of them are just kind of assholes or stereotypes. And then, except for like this one chick who's like a stripper, she's kind of nice. And once again, she's hot, but she's only there for like a few seconds to introduce her, and she's like one of the only likable, kind people in the building. And then she dies like the next scene. It's really stupid. Her death is retarded. The kids like drop these little seeds, that corn seeds, down in her bathtub. She just gets attacked by a bunch of corn stalks. They don't drown her or anything. They just like kind of slap the shit out of her in the face and everything. And she just falls over dead in the tub. I'm like, wow, it's so stupid. And the leader this time of the kids is this really horrible actor. This is the worst child cult leader of all the films. The worst. The fact that these films are all pretty much serious, if I was comparing this film in terms of the nature of the other films and their suspense and stuff like that, this would be the worst film thus far. But because this film is only wanting to be like a B-grade slasher movie, I have to judge it for what it is instead of comparing it to the other films, because it's not trying to be the same style. Like how Part 3 was trying to be like just like a little bit of a schlocky, over the top horror B movie. This one's trying to be like just a low grade slasher, really. So I have to judge it for what it is instead of compare it to the other ones. But 6 is much better directed than this one. Back to this shit fest, and this chick is just like, well, you find out the kids are like ghosts. So I thought that was kind of an interesting idea. I kind of like that idea, how the corn cult or whatever in this one are all dead and they're spirits. I thought that was kind of neat. And they're killing off like each person at the apartment one by one. And every time they kill one of the ghost children comes back. The deaths we get are all really shitty. You get this one dude who just like walks over to an edge of a building where 2 kids are playing, and he obviously, you know, something was up and you know what's going to happen. He just walks over to the edge of the building and he just looks down. He's like, "What are you guys looking at?" And they just grab him and throw him off, and it's like stupid. And the leader of the corn cult, this kid has like a stupid haircut, and he's just not a good actor, and he's terrible. And they like dub over his voice to make it sound more demonic, and it just sounds really laughable. And there's this other dude who's like this gun nut, and they cause him to die of a heart attack. Actually, this scene was a little inventive because he's wearing like these night vision goggles, and he only is able to see the ghost children when the goggles are on. That was kind of cool. but his death is really lame. He just like dies of a heart attack. It's like okay, but anyway, that was stupid. And at the end of the movie, basically, she kills the ghosts by killing them in the same way that they died originally by setting them on fire. She like puts this reef on fire and throws it in front of them or whatever with this gas is lit, and it causes a big explosion. But the movie's really low budget, so the explosion looks really shitty, and you can like see the pixels and the CGI. It's really bad. And then you got more horrible CGI where this CGI corn comes out of the ground and like grows up really tall. It looks really horrible in the apartment building. And one passable kill or whatever I didn't mind was this loudmouth dude in a wheelchair who I couldn't stand. And the kids like grab him and push him over this rail or whatever. They like grab the wheelchair and they're pushing it through the hallway and they fling him out of it or whatever. That was okay, passable. Other than that, they all pretty much sucked. You get to the end of the movie, she pretty much blows up the building, sets the ghost kids on fire, kills them by killing them the same way they died before. So I guess that gets rid of them somehow. Basically, this movie earns 1 star because at the end of the film, you do get a little bit of a decent explosion, which you can tell that's what they spent all their budget on at the end when the building like blows up floor by floor. You see it in the front of the front of the building like blow up floor by floor. That was half passable right there. You can tell us what they spent all their budget on. And then the reason it gets one more half a star that equals to 1 star is because you get kind of like this little neat effect at the main last second where the building's burning and you see like the ghost kids' faces or whatever like coming out of the fire at the end. It's like just a very short shot. That was okay, passable, or whatever for an extremely low budget shitty sequel. So all in all, yeah, it's enough for it to earn 1 star. This is a bad movie, it is. And I've kind of noticed a trend here with these later Children of the Corn movies. So far, the first like 3 are worth watching. Number 4 is not a sequel to Children of the Corn. It has nothing to do with them, but it's worth watching too. But it really has nothing to do with the franchise. Everything after 4 has pretty much been shit, honestly. I haven't seen 5 yet, but I'll get to that next. But 6 and 7 both suck. They suck. I only give this one just a speck of a higher rating. 6 gets a 0. This gets a 1. A 1 because I got a little bit of a cheap thrill every now and then out of it because it is just a low grade B slasher. That's it. That's the only reason that it gets a slightly higher rating than 6, because 6 was trying to be like a super serious Children of the Corn movie and completely failed with a horrible script. Whereas this just wants to be a time-wasting B-movie slasher. They both suck. They do. Horrible. So I'll see you guys again with Children of the Corn 5.